This is devlog number 0, or technically 1. It was originally gonna be 0, whatever. Of what I am tentatively calling SAWKEY. Now, what is SAWKEY, you may be asking? It is, for those of you who know games, it is a mixture of Disc Room and Lethal League Blaze. For those of you who don't know what those are, it's basically air hockey with a sawblade, except you're trying not to get your fingers cut off, and you have a gun. That's the simplest way I can put it, even though that might be confusing. Gameplay will come eventually, but it is a top-down arcade game where you play as a little thing with a gun on its face and shoot the saw blade. Shooting the saw blade redirects its direction to wherever you were aiming at and increases its speed. And the whole goal is to hit your opponent with it, and also not let your opponent hit you with it, right? Every time you hit the saw blade, it essentially switches teams, being friendly to one player and not friendly to the other. So let's just say you shoot it, saw blade. Let's just I'm hoping with shaders I can put like a blue outline around it, right, to show that it's friendly, right? And then it's able to hit the opponent during that. But then if the opponent hits it, it turns red, and then you are able to be hit with it. They are not, right? So that's what the core gameplay revolves around. Shoot the saw to make it change sides, and also make it kill the opponent. So for this, I have 3 planned game modes, which is a lot. I'm hoping like they're relatively simple. They're not too different from each other. They all use the same core gameplay, just with like little added different things. The first one is classic. Classic is just going to be exactly what I described, but with the added ability of having a secondary fire. Essentially, the secondary fire being selected at the start of a match, and each of them having different unique abilities, basically. They're abilities. Some of these might be arcing the saw. Some of them might be like temporarily increasing the size. Maybe it's even like holding the saw. I don't know, making it phase through the middle of the map or something, so it just appears out of thin air for the opponent. Just like mix-ups, basically, is the whole point, and giving you a bit more control over where it goes. So like again, think Lethal League Blaze. If you really want to know what I'm talking about, go look at Lethal League Blaze, because that's very much what this is. Which is strange, because I didn't even think about it when I first came up with the concept. It was literally just supposed to be air hockey, but with like a saw blade and a gun. The second game mode is what I like to call power up. There's probably gonna be a better name for it, but it's power up, where instead of a secondary ability, you are given random abilities through like colliding with essentially Mario Kart power-up boxes, where you gain random, probably weaker secondary abilities. I think it'd be better if they were weaker because of the amount you'll be getting and the variety. And so you use those. And then the final game mode is called, I think it was protection, is what I called it, but that sounds weird. Defense. The whole point of that game mode, though, is to basically protect. Instead of protecting yourself, not getting hit by the saw, you are trying to protect multiple fragile objects placed around the map. So these would be like, think like there's like a potted plant on the ground, you know. Think there's like, I don't know, a balloon or something, and you have to try and protect those from not getting utterly obliterated by the saw blade. And so the way all of these game modes work, once the goal of the round is reached, point is given to whoever did it, first to 3 or 5 or whatever, depending on the game mode. I feel like defense should be a lot shorter. First to whatever wins, basically, right? It's an arcade game. It's a multiplayer arcade game. It's simple gameplay loop. First to whatever, right? Yeah, and so apart from that, there's a tiny bit to show. Now that I've explained what we're aiming to do, I can show some stuff. So what God, I got kind of bored just waiting because I wanted to make this video first just to explain my concept, because I have an entire game design document I can probably link under. It's very much pirate software-y. Because I found it through that. And so what we have so far, we have this little player here. I'm gonna turn off collision so it doesn't look weird. So you have this little guy here, right? With a raycast attached to him. The whole point of the raycast is so, because I want it to be like hit scan. I don't want you to have to shoot a physical bullet, though that might be interesting. I think that fits as a secondary ability, not like the primary way you do it, because I think hit scan works a lot better than just like it's just for such a fast-paced game. I feel projectiles could almost get impossible at a certain point, especially because I want the saw's speed to be ramping up with how many times it gets hit. But so we have a little raycast attached to him with a line that a little bit of animation I did. I didn't do. I followed a tutorial for it. But and then we have the sawblade. The sawblade. This is the thing. This one gave me a lot of trouble. The sawblade gave me a lot of trouble. I couldn't figure out how to do collisions and stuff with it because I thought the masking was wrong. Turns out I made it a bit too complicated. But so I have this little scene here just to practice with collision shapes all along the wall. You got the guy here and we've got the saw. Right now, unfortunately, the saw does not move, but I have it being able to be it's able to be hit, and it also spins. So if we go into the game, so my player here rotates towards the mouse, right? Wherever it is, WASD to move. And then if I click, you see quick little line appears. I'm going to put a cooldown, so you obviously can't just do this and spam it into a corner until your opponent, like, that'd be unfair. There's going to be like a 1.5 second cooldown or so. I could have implemented that. I don't know why I didn't, but I felt like I was doing too much progress before I made this. I felt like I should have made this before. So the saw blade here doesn't do damage, doesn't do anything yet, but if we start shooting it, it'll start spinning, and then the more I shoot it, the more and more it speeds up until it gets to like crazy amounts. And so ideally within the next week and in the next video, it'll do damage and it will also be moving. After I edit this, I'm probably just gonna work on that, which should be soon. There should be a new video within the next week or so with the progress. But I just wanted to make this because I need something to keep me accountable for making a game. And also, if you see here, hit it, so it knows it's getting. I mean, you know it's getting hit. It was spinning because it was getting hit. But so I just need something to keep me accountable for creating something, because I haven't been able to do anything creative in a while. I know this is like a weird personal dump to just put in here, but it's just, yeah, I need something to do in my free time, which right now is all my time. So I figured, why not make a devlog? They're kind of entertaining. I'm sure this one wasn't the greatest. It wasn't like, what's the guy's name? He made Carlson? I don't know that guy's name. I think it was Carlson. Carl, whatever. Like, they're not as entertaining, probably. But it'll get there. I don't know how these work. I don't know how to do these. But I just wanted to make a quick little video on what I'm planning on doing and what I've already done. So yeah, that is it. I will see you all in hopefully, I will see you all. You will all see me in hopefully a week or so when I have more to show. I'll put links to important things in the description, and that's it. Yeah. See y'all later.